For the Icons Hourglass that was released last year, this is definitely a great alternative. Hello fellow Aussians, and welcome to the channel. Today, my pretties, we might run out of time. We're talking about hourglasses. Westland Giftware produced this Gargoyles hourglass in 2006. The hourglass comes packaged in this pink and white striped styled Wizard of Oz box that was typical back in 2006. The top of the box has the Westland logo, and on the bottom tells us what's inside the box. Opening up the box, the hourglass is packaged inside a styrofoam casing. And here is the hourglass. This particular hourglass stands around 7 inches in height. So it's more or less what you would expect a typical hourglass to be that you might have on a desk. It's not too big, it's not too small. And the size definitely doesn't stop the details. The griffins on this piece are carved really nicely and definitely resemble those griffins from the film. The top and bottom features the Wizard of Oz logo on a gold background. The top and the bottom are identical. One of the things that might throw a couple people off, at least about this piece, are probably the colors. They definitely don't resemble the movie that accurately at all. This gold and black color scheme is definitely nowhere near how the hourglass looks in the film, but I think it makes the piece look a little unique. The sand on the inside has some red glitter to it, but I wouldn't necessarily call this sand red. It's a very muddy, sort of burgundy red. I have no idea how this looks on camera, whether it looks more brown or not, but rest assured it is red-ish, just not very red. Like a lot of other items from the Westland Giftware, this piece is nicely sized to where it's not too big, too small. This will definitely fit nicely if you are a little limited on space in your Oz collection and you want to add an hourglass but you don't quite have the room. For the Icons hourglass that was released last year, this is definitely a great alternative. While of course the two pieces don't look identical, we will get to that later. Hourglass pieces are definitely not something that's produced that often. Most companies don't exactly focus on the hourglass or create many pieces with it, so this is definitely one of those more unique pieces, at least that I've seen. This, I believe, was the earliest hourglass that was ever produced as a collectible for Wizard of Oz merchandise, at least where it's just an hourglass by itself. It's not with another piece or a part of another piece or a music box, so forth and so on. I believe this was the first one. So the icon piece, how does that one compare to Westland's? Let's take a closer look. Certainly the size is the first thing you're gonna notice with these two pieces. Also the shape. Icon definitely did a much better job of recreating the shape of the hourglass from the MGM movie. The sand also really sticks out with the Westland piece. It's not as red and as vibrant of a color as the Icon piece. While this one isn't as movie accurate as the Icon piece, I still really like how compact this one is compared to that one. And unfortunately, our time has run out. Which means it's now time to talk about if you were to add this piece to your collection. How much should you expect to pay for it? And how easily can you actually pick this hourglass up for? The answer to both of those questions is a little bit unfortunate. When I was researching Westland pieces, this was a good 4 or 5 years ago, I stumbled across this hourglass. And it was the first hourglass that I had ever found that was a Wizard of Oz collectible, so I really wanted to try and find one. And this is where the rarity comes in. Unfortunately, with Westland Giftware, a lot of their pieces have become, like, really, really rare for some reason. And I think it's because they weren't on that same, like, collecting level as some of the other companies like Franklin Mint, Bradford Exchange. They were kind of on a lower price level, and also the quality wasn't always on the same level as those companies I mentioned before. They were on a cheaper level. So these weren't picked up necessarily by the same collectors that collected from those companies. So I think that's a factor in there, is exactly who bought the Westland pieces. This also might be a little surprising for you. While this piece wasn't like a limited edition release or anything like that, it's extremely rare today, which I'm sure might be surprising. I think it was only available for a couple of years, and that was it. I picked this piece up for $200, and I think I spent too much money. Now that price might sound high, but the prices I'm about to tell you of what this piece has sold for within the past year are really gonna scare you. So I saw 2 of these sell last year for $400 a piece. So that 200's looking a little better, but like still, I think this piece sold for less than $100. It might have even sold for $50 or $60. I'm not sure. I couldn't find anywhere that could give me a price on this item. So that is pretty crazy that this item isn't even 20 years old and the price has gone up like crazy. So if you have one of these, I would definitely hold on to it. Definitely. Because it seems like the collectors who want this are definitely willing to pay a lot for it. Do you have this hourglass or any other Wizard of Oz hourglasses? Let's have a discussion down in the comments section. And if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. New videos are posted every 2 weeks on the 15th and last day of each month. And if that doesn't satisfy your appetite for Oz, follow the link in the description to ozclub.org and join the International Wizard of Oz Club. Until next time, happy Halloween.